Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For any first time viewers, I'm Jesse Rebirth, and today we're going to have a short and sweet Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn. Real quick, I'm super excited about this because it's a great excuse to open a Spawn toy. I recently, well it's been a couple months now, we got this in the mail. But this was the 3-pack Kickstarter Spawn. This has the color, the artist proof, the black and white one, I don't remember. It was the 3-pack though, and it was very exciting, and I wanted to get this open for everyone on here, but then we went to a local comic book shop, and I seen it sitting in this glass, just one of them. He had it for $345, which local comic shop prices, right? But when I seen it in its case, I was like, wow, it's a good looking toy. It wasn't the color one, it might have been the artist proof. What was it, a white one, an artist proof, and then the color one? I don't remember. But I seen it and I was like, I don't know if I really want to open this. Maybe, I kind of wish I had bought 2 of the full color version, but I don't know, maybe we'll get it on a shelf or something. I might have to open it, I don't know. But this is going to be excellent. It's going to be fun to get in here and open this. Me and Spawn go way back. I remember, so I don't know if anybody out there remembers when Costco was Price Club. If you're in my age group, you probably will. Price Club used to carry good toys, kind of year round, a lot by Christmas. Like they would have the 5 or 4 Star Wars toys with the extra cardboard around it, and you'd have to get 4 figures all at once. Spawn was the same way. I got the Spawn Alley, the Spawn Mobile, and I think Spawn and Medieval Spawn or something. It came with a couple of them. It was a whole set. I got it for Christmas. But I grew up loving Spawn. I didn't even know the story behind what Image Comics was. I knew who Todd McFarlane was because, you know, you always start digging into what you care about. But to find out that they kind of did what Comicsgate is doing now, but back then, it's kind of a cool story. I really dig it. But this here is the Spawn from Mortal Kombat 11. Now, I wish I could say that we played Mortal Kombat 11. We played 10, but when I heard Mortal Kombat 11 was going all woke, and they were going to have the women wearing full sweaters and, you know, parachute pants to unsexualize them, and all the dudes were going to be super sexualized, I was like, what is going on? What is going on? I remember when Mortal Kombat was the thing that got all kinds of parents mad when you were a little kid. And that made it so cool because older people were pissed off about the blood, the guts, the sexy women, all of it, all the gore. Churches were mad. It's like when churches were mad about Pokemon. That type of stuff as a kid was so cool. It's like you always wanted to be the rebels when you were a little kid. And now you got Mortal Kombat worried about gender roles or some bullshit. So, I don't know. It's almost like everything we do turns political nowadays, and it's just because these crazies have infiltrated every sector of everything you've ever loved. And give it time. It's like in my other video I was saying, I truly think things will swing back here soon. It has to. There's no way around it. What's happening is normal comic books are dying, and Comicsgate is doing what people want, and they're doing extremely well, while the real comic book industry is dying. So, I mean, money talks. Money's going to take these things where it's going to go. But, anyway, I was really excited to find out that they were going to be doing, Mcfarlane Toys was doing some Spawns. I mean, wow. I remember when we would run to Spencer's every weekend when I was a little kid just to see what they had in the Mcfarlane Toys section. The last Spawns I got before these, I don't know if anyone was paying attention, but when Toys R Us was still a thing, there was 3 different Spawn toys. There was a Commando Spawn, a Spawn without a mask that was a Toys R Us exclusive, and then I think just normal Spawn. They came in really weird boxes. I'll end up getting them out once we have everything where it needs to be. If you could see around here, you would kind of see the Karen has her Yuri figure over here that she was just opening, and Boba Fett needs a shelf that I'm going to be hanging here soon. But the Spawn figures before that I don't think people even realized they were making them at the time. And that was about the last time we had seen Spawn, and that was about 4 or 5 years ago. And now we're getting all kinds of Spawn. They're restarting with this Kickstarter line. They got these cool Mortal Kombat Spawns. They're doing Spawn in a bunch of different colors now. What is going on here? Let's see. Promise we will get him out. They double lined that, and I think that was part of what was holding him in there. Alright. So right away, this guy's heavy. You can tell he's a pretty solid plastic toy. He's got 2 holes in his feet, pretty cool. It's gonna go right there on that stand. I mean, he's a good looking toy right off the bat. Not to mention we got some of his necro powers here. We got a gun. So I always thought it was sweet that, you know, back before Spawn knew how to basically use all of his powers, he did what he knew. And he would arm himself up to the teeth with all these guns, and it just wasn't the way, you know? You know, this is one thing that I think some of the last series of Spawn toys, a lot of them had these problems where, I mean, they'd have like Deep Diver Spawn or whatever. They were these sweet figures, but they were very hard to deal with. They didn't pose, they didn't do anything. But you'd always buy Spawn because he was sweet. I really like that line. I was actually digging through these old tubs, and I was showing Karen the other day that I got these ones where, remember the one where Spawn's crawling down the wall and the chains hang down, and I think there's like a cat or a rat or something at the bottom of his base. And then that was the same line, I think, as the like the Santa Claus Spawn. There we go. Oh my goodness, that gun was a pain in the ass. So we have a little bit of movement here. This is probably the only movement we have. A little bit in the neck and head. I mean, this toy ain't meant to be posed up. It's meant to just sit there and look cool. That's what we exactly want it to do. This is going to be one of those ones that's going to be really hard to find in a couple of years down the road. You can see this seam line they put right over his face. I mean, why the heck would you do that right where you got this really nice texture on his face? You should have put that seam line back a little farther. What do I know about making toys? They know more than I do. But you can see this is our Spawn. It's kind of cool because you can really tell that they're making the most of this 3D sculpting. I still remember, so Mcfarlane was booming in the 90s, fell off the map for quite a while, got back on with Halo 3 toys, and it was around that time I heard that from a buddy who was way into the behind the scenes stuff, that Mcfarlane actually fired all of his original sculptors and they went only with 3D sculpting, and that's how all the Halo toys were made. I guess that's how everything's been made ever since, because I mean everyone's doing it that way, except for, you know, certain statues and stuff like that. But I don't know if it's true. I've never looked into it because I don't really own much NECA. But I heard all those sculptors that were fired actually went and started NECA, which if that's true, that's a really cool story. But I'm really digging this Spawn. Look at all these textures we got on the boot. I mean, it's always cool when it goes from a texture to, you know, a different kind of old texture. We got texture in here between these kind of like, these look like what Batman would wear these like armor on his legs, his cod piece, and you can see a little bit of his suit in between. But this is a very Batman, Nightwing type looking Spawn. I know this is him from Mortal Kombat 11. I know people would probably say, you know, you need to play the game, but I obviously don't. It is what it is. I liked Mortal Kombat 10, but, you know. But anyway, I don't think you need to actually be a huge Mortal Kombat fan to enjoy a reason to get a new Spawn toy. It's kind of like when you were a kid. I mean, I had Spawn toys. Well, I wouldn't say first, but I mean, I had gotten a Spawn toy before I ever knew what he was. And each Spawn toy back then came with a comic book, so you could literally get your toy, open it, read the comic book, and be like, sweet, that's this guy, like the medieval Spawn. And I don't know, it was just such a great time to be a kid. The 90s were awesome. But that's kind of what Spawn is to me. And I think this is a great figure. I like it. I think Mcfarlane is doing everything right now. You know I love the Mcfarlane DC toys. I haven't got any of The Witcher. There's some anime ones I would like to get if he ever does that again. I know he's doing the My Hero Academia right now. I still have like the Akira bike, the Kaneda bike, and Kaneda and Akira on his throne, and I have the Tetsuo where his arm's going all weird. I have the Ghost in the Shell where she's more robot than she is skin, because, you know, she couldn't just be a naked toy, but it was a pretty cool toy. Blood Rain. Never got the Vampire Hunter D one, but anyway, I've been buying and following Mcfarlane. I even have a bunch of the Mcfarlane Dragons. They're packed. I haven't had them out for a while, but who knows, with the room we got now, you might be seeing my dragons making a re-emergence. I bought all of them from the line where there was the little people on the dragon base. So cool, like them pulling the one dragon down by the neck, and such a cool line. Anyway, Mcfarlane Toys is absolutely awesome. Doing their thing. I dig what Mcfarlane does. I like his enthusiasm about everything he does. And I hope he keeps winning. That guy deserves to win. I like him. I hope he keeps winning. But let me know what you thought about this. Short and sweet. Just wanted to get this Spawn open. Wanted to get it up on a shelf. Wanted to show it to Karen, basically. I wanted to get it out of the package. But let me know if you have any questions or comments about this. Let me know if you think I should play Mortal Kombat 11 or if you enjoyed it. Right now, Karen and I are playing Resident Evil 0. And then we'll be playing 2 Remake, and then we'll play 3 Remake. And then we're going to go with 4, because I bought that on PS4 recently. And then 5, we'll play it together. And then 6, we'll play it together. We're basically working up to Village. So I never played the first Biohazard one, and then we'll do Village right after it. But played through all the other ones, and we just think it's kind of fun to do it again on the PS4. But anyway, guys, thank you for all the love and support you show me every time you tune in. And remember, keep buying toys.